Hello, welcome to Your Japan, the show that gives you current affairs information of your Japan. In today's show, we will be discussing the population problem.
Hello and konnichiwa. Welcome to Your Japan. In today's show, we will be discussing the population problems that Japan is facing. Now, we all know that the population is falling, and that the number of old people is rising out of control. And as well as this, the workforce is declining, which could have terrible effects on the economy. I'd like to welcome Professor Tamor, who is going to talk to us about this subject.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning, Tamor. So, can you briefly explain how the population has decreased?
Well, basically, in 1950, the birth rate was 28 people per thousand, and the death rate was 11 people per thousand. So in every thousand, every year, there were 17 new people being born. In the next few years, though, the birth rate fell and the death rate stayed the same. And now it's got to the point where the birth rate is lower than the death rate, which means that the population falls.
Does not seem to be good. So, if there are more dying than being born, the population will fall.
Yes, that's right.
So why did the birth rate fall?
Well, we can categorize the reasons for this into three categories: social, economic, and biological. Firstly, we'll discuss the social reasons. Right, now that we're in the 21st century, more and more women want to start working and not staying at home. This is why they don't want to have kids, because they want to get out and do stuff that men do, because they've only just started getting more rights and stuff. So this means that if they're out at work all day, they don't have any time to have sex and have children. Also, in World War II, the Hiroshima bomb was dropped on Japan, which meant that babies born in that time would have radiation damage, so birth control was very easy to stop having babies. As well as this, while men work, at lunchtimes they can go to places called love hotels, where they can have sex with prostitutes. So this could heal their sexual tension, which means they wouldn't need wives.
Ah, I wish that was around my days.
Yes, don't we all? And as well as this, 2006 was considered a very unlucky year for having children, girls in particular, because there's just been a really old tradition and a myth that any girl born every 60 years will bring bad luck. So in 2006 there was hardly any babies born.
So does that mean in 2066 there'll be another population crash?
Yes, I'm afraid so. And every 60 years from then as well. Okay, the next category is biological reasons. Now, before, in the past, people used to live in wooden houses because they didn't have technology to build concrete and glass and metal and stuff. So the wooden houses wouldn't be as warm as houses nowadays because they would use fire to heat the place. Yeah. But nowadays we have central heating, which makes it a lot warmer, and this can reduce the sperm count in men, meaning they have a less likely chance to have children. Yes?
Less sperm.
Yeah. As well as this, Japanese people in general have a very high protein diet because they eat a lot of fish and sushi and stuff, which also can decrease the sperm count according to some scientists. And finally, men work very long hours and very hard, so that mostly when they get home they're too tired for sex, which stops them having children.
So from biological effects, it just means that they have low sperm count because of their diet?
Yes, and the conditions in which they live.
I see.
Right, the final category is economic reasons. Now, Japan is a very mountainous country, and the only areas of flat land are close to the coast. This means that the houses are very small because they have to fit everyone near the coast into all the areas of flat land. This means that there's no room to have kids, let alone to have furniture. Most houses don't have like one bed for two people. So the people would rather have more space in their house than being crowded by kids. And also, there's a very high standard of living in Japan, which means that people would rather have like technologies like computers and TVs and also cars instead of having kids, because kids can get very expensive.
I see. So kids are almost wiping the money out of Japan.
Yeah, that's about right.
I see. Oh, well, thank you, Tamor. After the break, we'll be talking to Dr. Stephen Hawking for him to tell us what we should do.